Hello everyone, it is Shauna once again with another video. I'm in my famous spot here in the parking lot of the hospital where I have two twin newborn babies that are in the NICU. They've been here since June. I always get inspired to do a video when I come here. It's a lot of healing, positive energy here, or anytime, or at any hospital. But I want to come and talk to you today about blockages when it comes to manifesting, or blockages, just period of receiving. So last week I've had 3 blockages on money of mine. And if you look at some of my previous videos, I kind of mentioned 1 or 2, but then after the third one, that's when I really had to start praying and asking, like, what is it that's slowing everything up? So, the first blockage I had was I opened up a new bank account, and you know how when you open up new bank accounts, sometimes they'll hold money or whatever. But this time they were trying to hold the money for like almost over a week. And I was like, dang, that's a long time. And I went to the bank and they was like, oh, it'll be released the next day. And the next day, when the next day came, it still wasn't released. I had to call customer service. And then they were like, okay, well, today is the last day they'll be holding it. So, and I noticed when I called customer service, I kind of had this attitude of where, you know what, if it happens, it happens. I'm not going to stress about it. Everything will be taken care of. And I was very low on money. If you listen, like I said, if you go watch my previous videos, I kind of talk about that. But I noticed my attitude when I called about the money. I wasn't combative or, argumentative with the customer service agent. And I was like, if it happens, it happens. I said, okay, got off the phone and said, okay, they say it's going to release tomorrow. So be it. I actually ended up manifesting like over $700 that same day with that attitude. Plus the next day I got the money that was, in the bank. So it did release. Now the second blockage I had was that $700 amount that I did get, in between manifesting. So I got that, and it was in a savings account of mine. And so when I went to transfer some money over, found out that because that money came kind of like on a kind of like a prepaid card or something like that. It wasn't through the bank, so it was on a different card. Well, found out that their system was down, so at the time I couldn't get on my phone or through the internet or whatever and transfer it over myself. And then when I tried to call to get it done, I had to wait a long time, to wait on hold. And I guess maybe because their system was down, they were having a lot of calls that day, from people. So I was in the middle of trying to buy something, and it's like I had the money, but the money was being held up once again. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So, but I eventually, after waiting a long time and trying to get the money, I was able to, they were able to, over the phone, transfer the money once I got into, through to someone. And then eventually the website got, maybe a couple of hours later it came, it was working again. But that was another blockage. Like, I had the money. I knew I had the money. It was just held up. Third thing that happened last week, all this is the same week, and that's how I know that something was trying to tell me something. So the third thing that happened was, I do freelance work, and I went to work for a couple of days, and so I was expecting that check, and I get a direct deposit. Now, because of the type of bank I have, the money usually comes like a day or two early, so I'm used to it coming like that Wednesday or Thursday versus a Friday. So Wednesday come, it's not there. Oh, no big deal. I'm not stressed out about it. Thursday come, it's still not there. No big deal. I'm not stressing out about it. Maybe it's just gonna come on Friday, because that has happened before. Wake up Friday morning, the money is not there. I get to emailing a job. I email my boss. I email the company. Found out for some odd reason they saw 444 not too long ago. I saw 444 earlier, but they, for some odd reason, just didn't process my little old check. have no idea. I'm sure they, they employ thousands of people. For some odd reason, it was just my check that did not get processed. And then when I got on the phone with the lady, she acted like she was doing me a favor by releasing or processing my timesheet, and because she used words like, "Well, I do see that there was a timesheet submitted for this time, and as a courtesy, I'll make a one-time exception and go ahead and process it." I'm like, this is your mistake, and you're treating me as if I sent the timesheet in late, which I didn't, because my stuff has to be approved, before they can even, do anything. So it's like, I didn't do anything wrong. My boss didn't do anything wrong, because she had texted me back and was like, "Hey, I had no dealings with this. I approved your stuff. Call payroll," which is, what I did. But even in that, I just said, okay. So, long story short, I'm still waiting for that money, but she did process it, so the money should be here. But I felt like something was sending me a clear message and a clear signal, because I have been trying to manifest a lot financially, some stuff with a car, a new place, for me and my children. And this is the message that I got. You have a blockage that is stopping your gifts and from receiving. You have a blockage in receiving. It's not that it's not there. It's there. But you have this gap. And I heard Abraham Hicks talking about gaps, and so after this third thing that happened, I started to pray. I really started to talk to myself and do the work, and, talk to God and do the work. And I said, my prayer now was like, remove the block, remove it, whatever it is. Remove the block. Allow me to receive. Whatever is blocking it, remove it. Take it away. So, the next day, no, actually that night. So that night, I end up, after doing these prayers and really wanting to, change some things, that same night, after all this prayer, I end up fighting with someone. Not a physical fight, but I end up having this big confrontation. It was huge. It was embarrassing. It was in public. I mean, I was totally out of character, and I blame myself. I don't blame anyone else for my actions. But this person is someone who is close to me to a certain extent. They are very close to me. And then this person has a lot invested in each other. But our relationship is kind of going sour. And it was huge. I cried like a baby. I screamed. I released a lot. I literally released and screamed and yelled to the top of my lungs. After this confrontation, because I was so hurt. Literally, I haven't felt pain like that, if not ever, in a long time. To the point I had to call a friend to just pray for me. And, I went home and I was just so disoriented. I just didn't feel like myself. And I believe from that I removed that blockage. I think God was trying to show me where my blockage was. So sometimes we get so caught up in spirit that we think that, we can just pray things away and everything in our life remain the same. No, I know where my blockage was. And it was in that person. It was what I was giving to this person, because I have been giving so much, or trying to give so much into this situation, or this relationship with this person, and I wasn't getting anything. I was constantly getting hurt, but I kept trying, and kept putting myself out there, kept putting my all into it, and I just kept getting knocked to the floor. And I realize now that that's why I had the blockage, because I was putting my energy somewhere it should not have been. And as a matter of fact, it was not only taking my energy, but it was actually spewing bad energy into me. And so I have kind of made the decision to sever the relationship completely with this person as much as I can, because like I said, we do have things invested in each other. And so I changed the way I am going to be able to communicate. As a matter of fact, we're not communicating at all. I am using a third party situation to do any kind of communication. But I will say, even though I still have some of the hurt and the embarrassment, especially from that night, I forgave myself for it. But I am starting to feel a lot better, and I do feel like I have released some things. And I feel like, because some of these things that I've been trying to manifest, they have to happen soon. Like I cannot continue to put time into, other things where it's being held up. Like, that has to be priority, because I have things coming up that I need to take care of. And I think because God saw that and knew that, He allowed this confrontation for me to see. And I thank God, because He always takes care of you in that way. And so I say to you, if you feel that way, that you feel like your blessings are being held up, pray about it and ask God to show you what it is. Ask Him to remove it, because if you ask Him to remove it, He's going to show you what it is. If you bind something on earth, it's bound in heaven. If you loose it on earth, it's loosed in heaven. So, this is a twofold thing, to where we are energy and we are spirit, but we have some physical things that are stopping us from manifesting in the spirit. We have some things in the natural that stop us and block us from receiving blessings. And I saw mine, and that was one thing. And because of that, I'm noticing it, when you release those blockages, or release that thing, or that person, or that situation, or that job, or that feeling towards somebody, some hate towards somebody, it allows you to feel better about yourself. When you put your energy into something in a negative way, you can't possibly feel good about yourself. You can't feel good about yourself. Anything that takes you out of character, anything that takes you out of the person that you are, anything that takes away from you, period, whatever it might be, cannot make you feel good. And you cannot manifest correctly not feeling good. As a matter of fact, the thing is, you're constantly manifesting. I don't want anybody to think, oh, well, I can't manifest. You are manifesting. You're either manifesting some crap, or you're manifesting good things, your desires. When you are in a negative vibration and low vibration, you're going to manifest, crappy things. You're going to manifest low vibrational things. However, when you're feeling good and you're, like Abraham, he says, when you're in the vortex and you are positive and you're grateful and you are thankful for the now, and you're not, in the spirit of lack, and you're not in the spirit of hatefulness, and fear and things like that, then you manifest great things. And then you wonder why there's like really no middle class. There is a quote unquote middle class, but if you look at it, like, when it comes to things, you see people who are extremely rich, or you see people who are just really trying to survive. That middle ground is very, very rare. And it's all because of your mind. That's the only difference. It's not about luck. It's not about anything like that. It's about your mind and how you think about yourself and your situation. It's all in your faith. It's all in, like in the Bible, it always says, your faith has healed you. Your faith has made you whole. Things like that. It's about your faith. What you have faith in. And you cannot have faith in something that you feel horrible about, or something that's making you feel horrible. So I just made this video to help someone who may feel stuck or feel like they have blockages, or they can't get to that next level of manifestation, which is receiving. They're doing all the work, but it's not happening. Like for me, and thank God, it showed me my money being held up. It's not that I didn't have the money. So it's like, okay, I'm showing you your blessing. Like it's there. You have it, and you have it. You're entitled to it. And it's coming, but it's being delayed. It's being held up. There's some gaps. There's some blockages. And I don't want that anymore. Like I always say in my videos, I want to live under open heaven. I want it to rain and flood on me with blessings. And so if you feel like you're in a drought, ask and pray and check your surroundings and check. Is there anybody negative around me? Am I putting myself in negative situations? How do I really feel about this? Do I really want this? Just start asking yourself those things and see how that works for you. But hopefully this helps someone. Not everyone has this issue, but I thought this was just so interesting to have 3 different accounts in 1 week of my money just continuously being held up in different ways too. As a matter of fact, it's different ways. So it was a clear sign. It was a clear message that something needed to give. And prayerfully, I've let some things go. I am still working on it, but I have, for the most part, let it go. And that's the one key to manifesting things. You have to let stuff go. You have to be light and open in order to receive. It is hard to receive anything with full hands, with baggage, with negative emotions. You want to be open, free, and standing outside open, for the rain to come in and just bless you. Like I said, I hope that helps somebody. If you have any questions, or if you've gone through the same thing, or if you're going through the same thing, comment below. Also, like and subscribe. See y'all next time.